welcome to today's tutorial, and in this video I will be showing you how you can recreate this negative space logo in Adobe Illustrator. Now it's really easy to do, and before I dive right in, so there are certain things I want to explain first so that it's a lot easier for you and there will be no confusion a lot later. Right? So you guys must be wondering what a negative space logo is, right? So a negative space logo basically utilizes the background of an image to create another image as a whole, right? So a negative space logo actually refers to the background, and it's very important as well when it comes to creating a logo for yourself or for a freelancing project that you're working on, right? So why are negative space logos also important? It's important because it's balanced and it's unified. It keeps the entire logo neutral and it's neutral or contrasting. It helps you to focus on the main subject as it is, and also provides a place for the viewer's eyes to rest. So, even in graphic designing, negative space logos, it forms an interesting or an artistic relevant shape, and such shapes create an artistic effect as a real subject of an image. Right, so I'll be now showing you some examples of negative space logos. So the first one being the Toblerone logo, right? So you all know that Toblerone is for a chocolate company, right? And this logo itself, right above the text, it's of a mountain, and as you can see how creatively they have actually used the negative space to create that logo. But if you actually see very carefully, you can see that there is a bear, right, hidden in this bear is hidden right in the mountain that's being created, because that's what the logo makers were trying to convey. So it's simple, and when you think of Toblerone, it's unique. The negative space logos, it's unique, and it also stays in the minds of the user subconsciously. And usually negative space logos have a hidden message or a dual meaning behind it. Whereas over here on the second one itself, you can make out that there is a spoon right in the middle of this pen-shaped logo right here. So you can make out that this kind of a logo, it's for food bloggers where they go and taste foods, different kinds of cuisines, different kinds of dishes, and then they go and write about it in their blogs, or if they want to write it. So now you get an idea overall what a negative space logo is and how creatively people actually use negative space logos to create a logo for their brand or for their freelancing project as well. But you have to remember that negative space logos will not work with every company that you're working with. It depends from the company to company what type of message they're trying to convey, right? Because some companies, the logos that they're made use positive space logos, and a positive space logo mainly focuses on the picture as it is. There is no negative space in it at all. So as you can see over here, these are some of the examples of a negative space logo. Well, just ignore this panda shaped logo because this actually uses a negative space logo, but all the other logos you see right here, these are some of the most common examples of a positive space logo, right? So this was this, and I'll be jumping right in now, and I'll show you how you can recreate this negative space logo. right? So the first thing we're going to do is that we will be making a new document, right? So I'll go to File and click on New. So even when you open Adobe Illustrator and you click on the Create New Document, you will get this type of a box, right? So for this video, I will be using this custom size document, which is 1000 by 1000 pixels, and I will be renaming this document to negative space logo. And you're free to use any of these custom size or preloaded documents that have been uploaded by Adobe Illustrator. But just in case if you want to use the same document size that I'm using, feel free to add the values in the width and the height options right here and change the dimensions to pixels. And let's begin now. So the first thing I'm going to do is to create this heart shape, right? So what I'm going to do is that I'll be using the rectangle tool, and I do not really require the fill as of now. So what I'm going to do is I'll be just clicking on Shift plus Alt and dragging my mouse to create a nice big square like that. Okay. Now I'll go back to my shape tool and click on this ellipse tool right here. Come back to the center, click on Shift plus Alt and drag my mouse to create a circle which fits just perfectly inside our square like that. So what I'm gonna do is that I'll select my circle, and with the help of the Shift and the arrow keys, I'm just gonna bring this a little upwards like this. Okay. I'll make another copy out of this circle and bring it back over here. And I'm going to use this copy and bring it to the other side over here approximately. Okay. So I'll go ahead and select the shapes we just made. Go to this rotate tool right here. Double click on this. And over here in this angle option, I'll be giving the angle of 45 degrees and clicking on OK. Like that. I'll go ahead and also bring this to the middle of my document like that. I'll select this and I'll now get rid of the things that I do not require. Oh. So what I'm going to do is that I'll be using the shape builder tool and I'll be getting rid of this line. Click on Alt to get the minus shape and get rid of these shapes like this, and our heart is ready. So I'll select this again, go to the Pathfinder tool and click on this first option which says Unite. Like that. Actually no. Yeah, I'll be sticking to like that. So once that's done, no, actually what I'm going to do is, yeah. So once this is done, you do not really need to use the shape builder tool to delete any of the negative spaces. Just select all of them and unite everything together from this Pathfinder tool and using this unite option right here. So that becomes into one single shape like that. I'll bring the shape over here. So now what we're going to do is create this drop shape right here. What I'm going to do is I'll be using the ellipse tool again and just click on Shift plus Alt to create a circle like that. And over here in this pen tool, select this and use this anchor. No, wait. Yeah. So now I'll be using the direct selection tool. Click on the top anchor point like that, and with the help of the Shift and the arrow keys, just bring it upwards a little like that. I'll get this down. Yeah. select the anchor point, the top anchor point, and continue just bringing it up like that. So it creates this kind of a shape. Okay. So now we're going to the pen tool right here and using this anchor point tool. And I'll be just using this handle and bringing it downwards like this, like that. So now what I'm going to do is that I'll be using the scissors tool from this eraser tool right here. Choose a scissors tool, click on the first anchor point like that and choose the second bottom anchor point again, like that. So now you can see that this shape is now split into two. I'll select the left hand side and go ahead and delete this. I'll select this again, right click, go to transform, reflect, click on this vertical option right here and click on copy so that it becomes into a mirror image of the line that you just made, and just drag it like that. Okay, so I'll go ahead and select both of them and again unite them together from the Pathfinder tool, Pathfinder panel, and clicking on unite like that. Or in case if you're not unable to unite, what I'm going to do is another option to do that is to join them together. So I'll be using this join tool right here and just join. I'll select both these options, use the join tool and make sure that these points are joined together like that. Yep. So now that our shape has been successfully joined, so what I'm going to do is I'll select both of them, come here to this align panel right here and centrally align them and vertically align them together like that. I'll choose the drop shadow and then just bring it upwards a little so that it intersects a little like that. Okay, so what I'm going to do is that I'll select both of them together, come back here to this Pathfinder tool and I'll be selecting this minus front option like that, so that this top portion gets deleted and we are left with this kind of a shape. So I'll select this again and I'll zoom in a little. Use the direct selection tool and select this anchor point. Click on shift to select this anchor point as well. And I'll use these circles to just round off the edges like that. Wait. Yeah. Round off the edges approximately like that. And I'll use this anchor point as well and just round off a little on the bottom as well. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and So what I'm going to do is I'll go ahead and also bring it to the middle of my document like that. And we can go ahead and add the gradient to our shape like that, right? So make sure that your shape is selected. Go to this gradient tool right here. Double click on this. And over here you can see that by default our gradient slider is white to black. But white and black is a little too boring. So we can go ahead and also change the color as well. So here in this white option, I'll double click on this and I'll choose a nice pink color. And And over here in this black one, I'll be choosing a purple shade like that. And I'll be changing the angle now. So in this angle option, I'll be choosing -90 so that the gradient is happening from bottom to top. And like that. And I'll also remove the stroke, select your shape, and go ahead and click on this deselect option from this stroke option right here. And if you want, we can also add a drop shadow effect as well. So I'll select this logo, go to this effect panel, go to stylize and click on this drop shadow option. If you click on preview, actually, you can see that a really thin slight shadow is added at the back, and we click on OK. And there you go. Our negative space logo has now successfully been made. And we can go ahead and also save a document. In order to do that, we'll be going to File, clicking on Save As. And as you can see that a file name is the same as a document name, which is a negative space logo. And a save as type is going to be Adobe Illustrator. I highly recommend that we save a file in this format so that in case if I want to make any further changes, I can easily do that by accessing my Adobe Illustrator file and click on save. Yeah. And okay. So before I end the tutorial, there are certain tips that I also want to add while you make your negative space logo, right? You have to keep in mind that if your negative space logo is actually ideal for the company, right? Because not every negative space logo will be ideal for your company. So always make different variations of your logos on paper first, discuss it with your mentors and see which one will actually suit best. Secondly, always keep in mind the brand message. What is the message that the brand is trying to convey to the viewers? And always remember that less is more. So keep it very simple. It's not necessary that you have to complicate everything, right? So that's it. I hope you found this tutorial to be useful, and with a little practice you can go ahead and design different kinds of negative space logos. So thank you for watching and stay tuned for more.